Resilience is something that you are not born with, that you build with your experiences and especially going through fire. January 2019, there was something that crushed Shilpa and I completely. We lost so much amount of money that we have really worked very hard to save in our jobs that we were just left with $563 in our bank account. And the worst thing was that our income was just $4,500 and our expenses were $14,500 a month. And you would say it's a lot of money, but that's because we typically, like a lower middle class background people who suddenly get money in their jobs and all of it, what do? You buy properties, which is what we had done. We had two big properties here in Sydney. So we were really crushed. And the worst thing that happened at the time, which was extraordinary again, is that our daughter was in year 12. So this was a really critical year for her. So if you consider it from multiple angles, we pushed down, gone to the places where most people would not want to be. $563. That was it. And on top of it, we were sitting on $120,000 of personal debt. We could not have taken our credit card debt or a credit card because we didn't really have any income so that I will get a credit card. All the chips are down. And every single sensible person, every single friend of ours, our family, everybody said, you're making a big mistake. Your daughter's year 12 will get screwed up because when our kids were in year 12, we stopped meeting people. You're making a big mistake and you're not listening to us. One of you should go back to that older life that we had left behind. You see, what we were doing, we started this business in 2018. I started it and I ran it to ground. In the entire year before, I had made only $17,600. And Shilpa had just joined because all the conversation was about impact, contribution. And outside, I was trying to do all of this work, but inside there was fear, there's insecurity. There was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? So the next logical question you will have is that how did it happen that you lost all your money? Everything came tumbling down. Why? Were you stupid? Oh, well, I would say it was outside our control, which is then you will roll your eyes and say, of course, it's always outside your control. Of course, it's other people's mistake, other people's problem. But in our case, our tenant in our acreage property had done an environmental damage. And in Australia, the law is very simple. You got to clean it up or you go fight a court case. And anyway, even if you fight a court case, that's going to take you 5-6 years. You're left with nothing. At that time, what do? Most people will go back. Most people will take a step back in their life. That's a sensible thing to do. That's a reasonable thing to do. And that is exactly what we didn't do. Because that is exactly how you screw up with your dreams. When you take a step back, you do not allow your resilience to get built up. When you take a step back, you tell yourself that I'm failing. You can, outside, you can say that, oh, it's just basically a setback and I'll be back. But you know it, you're not coming back. At that time, what Shilpa and I became, we continue to be today. The resilience that got built up when we went through the fire is something that we became. We could not have become if we had given into the circumstances, which is what most people are today doing. Their current circle, their current parameters, their current problem is so critical to them. They see it every single day like a big pin poking on their neck all the time. They keep noticing it so much that it becomes their life. And they're not building the resilience. Responding to situations by keeping your feet firmly in the ground, locked in, is not going to build resilience. It's just going to make you locked in for life at this particular place and you carry this to a future as well, which is what most people are doing in their life. Let me go back to the story. You could think that, to show up like that for 2 decades of work where your kids could not spend even $10 in watching a movie, where there is that argument going on at home that one of us need to go back to our jobs because even our kids are saying that, it's gut-wrenching. It's like you fail as a dad. You fail as a family. You start blaming other people. You start blaming the circumstances. Oh, that tenant, I'm going to just get back to that guy because he has screwed my life. But when I take a look at it today, I realize, but all those things were outside my control. I could not have done anything about it and I was not going to make my life about fighting a court case. Even after winning, I lose. So let me tell you what I'm talking about today. Resilience. But not like a poster version, the positive thinking. You got this. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the real thing. When the life pushes you down, and it will push you down, how do you stay up? How do you build it up? So here's the first thing that I had to unlearn. Resilience is not something that you're born with. This is not like a limited amount of it that you're born with. It's something that you build up every single day. It's not fixed quantity. You just get knocked down, you get up. You get knocked down, you get up. You get knocked down, you get up. And you keep getting up till the time getting up becomes a habit. Rest assured, you will get knocked down, but less so. And you will get up faster when you do fall down. And every single rep makes the next one less terrifying. So if you feel like you are not a person with resilience, it's not a character flaw. Don't look at it like that. It's just that you've not done the reps now. So let me tell you how Shilpa and I got over that $563 situation. We did something insane. Something which was not connected to where we were. It was not connected to what we have seen being successful in our past. It was connected to the future that we were going to build. We took an action for that future. Instead of carrying our current circumstances to our future, we brought that future home today, and we invested $36,000 that we did not have into a coach. And I know you would say, oh, because you're a coach, you're saying it. I'm saying it with the full awareness that the kind of craziness that it was, that even at home, things became a problem. With our girls, they were furious. And that's when they told us that, guys, like, I went to Castle Tower to be with my friends. I went on a free bus ticket. I go there, I take my home food. They're eating. I'm saying, no, I don't want to eat that. I want to eat home food. They go to a movie. I just roam about for that 1.5 hours because you guys said that you can't spend $10. And here you're spending $36,000. That's not done. You know, that when your own family, when your own kids for whom you're responsible, they say that, it just cuts through something. It just tells you you're a failure. But you know what? It didn't matter because we knew who we were. We had done the deep work, and we knew that the only way through it is forward, that we could not go backward. We cannot look at these little tiny successes and expect it to build up as a big thing. We had to make a drastic decision. And sure, you know, managing the $36,000 financially was okay. An Airbnb at our home, making a wall in our house, you know, so that part of it could be given to Airbnb, borrowing some more money from my friend, you know, giving our house for a hardship allowance, going to the bank and putting documents on of it and getting a hardship allowance. But we did manage it. We did do it because we had no other option. Our future was compelling. We had to take an action today. Everyone told us, cut costs, hunker down, be small. But no. Shilpa and I, we backed ourselves up. And just 3 months later, we surpassed our previous income. The whole life I have now, that started from the terrifying decision. And too many people are saying, I want to experience and experiencing without experiencing it. They're creating their future and still very much their hands are there in the past. They just want to hold on to all of that while their feet are firmly here on the present. And that's why people don't build resilience. That's why people have a mediocre life. That's why people are caught up with life that they're living all of their 60, 70, 80 years and regretting at the end of the day, oh, I wish I had. So here is what I learned. It's in these moments of facing the hard truth when your life is made. That's when your destiny gets shaped. That's when you become the person who cannot be beaten. How about that for resilience? It's not ego, it's not pride, it's absolutely being able to stare in a mirror and say, you matter, Kapil. You are somebody that you would not back down. That is the Olympian mentality. Here is the thing. Life will throw curveballs at you. Things will go wrong. And to be in control is not to control everything that is happening in your life, but to control how you respond to it. If you are going to be caught up with the present circumstances, present challenges, present problems, then you will carry those in the future as well. So it's not that resilient people do not fall down. It's that they know not to stay there. They don't dwell on self-pity. They don't have, I need to take it down. I need to spend couple of months, couple of weeks, couple of days, couple of moments, or which can easily become couple of years or couple of decades. They don't do that. They don't dwell on that. They move forward. They don't blame circumstances, blame other people, blame situation, go for court cases, try to win or whatever it is. They win in here. That's what builds resilience. So here is what I want you to do today. I do this with my clients. I want you to build a failure resume. And I want you to see a pattern. Every time you have failed, what did you build up? And I'm not somebody who takes a look at the past and say, past is a great teacher or failure is a great teacher. I think success is a better teacher. But here today, I want to learn from it and I just want you to leave it. Whatever failures you have had, write it down and think about how did it make you a better person. I'm not again saying it in terms of your ego, but actually, mirror to mirror, like mirror does not lie. How did it make you into a better person? Do this today. Do this right now. At the end of this, draw that line. Where all I failed and what did I learn out of it that has made me a better person? And here is the thing. When you do this, you'll be able to see one thing, that you went through that garbage, that problem, that challenge, and you're still here. You're still sitting. It's a proof of how much you got inside you, that you already have the resilience. You have been building that muscles all your life. You just never give yourself credit for those reps. Now go and take a decision for that future today instead of being grounded today, being limited by that. Murder that mediocrity.